Have you ever wanted to have a custom Windows install ISO image? Well, let's take a look at the Chris Titus Windows Utility, and we will see about creating just that. All right, we're here on our Windows 11 desktop. We'll pop this out, hopefully make it a little bit bigger. Yes, there are other ways I could do this, I'm well aware, but for the sake of argument, let's do it this way. Open terminal as administrator. And guess what? The Titus utility is the last thing I ran from PowerShell, so we can just launch that again. I'm going to download it, and we'll launch the graphical interface here momentarily. All right, so what we've got here is the GUI interface for the Win utility. The part that we're most interested in right now is Microwin. And this is what's going to allow us to create our own ISO install image. We're going to go ahead and click that. Use ISO directory as scratch directory. Well, that's the desktop. Select the Windows ISO. And that's our ISO image. So that is going to mount and do a few things in the background. So yes, that's copying to the desktop micro folder, which is up here in the corner, and it's still spinning. Okay, it finally loaded up. It's a little bit larger. All right, so inject drivers. I know what I'm doing. Path to unpack drivers. All sys and info files for devices that need drivers. Okay, // import drivers from current system, and we'll do this, and I'm going to say start the process. Microwin PVE2. It's my second attempt at this. Save, and this is going to take a good long while. We've made it through the creation process. Now is the fun part. We're going to copy it over to the NAS and then upload it to Proxmox and see if we can make this thing boot into Windows without having to add the VirtIO ISO in Proxmox. PVE02 store. We've got plenty of room. ISO images upload. And we will do Microwin PVE2. We're in luck. So let's create a new VM. Microwin PVE2. Come here, select our new ISO. That one. Next. QEmute agent, hopefully. Disks 55. Cores 12. Memory 16 gigs. Network bridge 0. Good. Finish. Should put it down here. Next. Install now. This will be test number 1. Is it going to see the hard drives or the virtual hard disk? Don't have a product key. Fine. It worked. It worked. New, apply. Okay. Next. Next. Okay, and we're gonna fast forward through this, and I'll come back when we're ready to boot into Windows. And we'll see what we end up with. It is nice that didn't have to have that second disk installed or disk mounted during the install process to load the VirtIO drivers. So we'll see if we actually have network once this comes up. Here's the acid test, everybody. Hi, how are ya? Things should be more ready than this. Okay, well, would you look at that? So we have a blank start menu. Now, what I really want to find out right off the bat is if we run Device Manager. Do we have any devices that are not recognized? So far, so good. So if nothing else, we have the hard disk driver for the VirtIO hard drive. We have nothing showing up with a yellow exclamation point, so we are off to the races. We've got a good starting image here, one that we can customize from, and no forcing the stupid Microsoft account. And of course, the first thing I want to do with this is unpin some of this garbage from the taskbar and go to taskbar settings, and we're going to turn off search. We'll leave on task view, which is great. And then we will get a web browser on here that's not Edge. So we will throw on Chromium, install, and of course it's complaining about WinGet being outdated because it's a clean image and we haven't installed any Windows updates yet. This is a 23H2 at this point. Once 24H2 comes out, I'll grab an ISO. I'll go through the same process. and we'll see what we can do with that. But just for grins, system about. So this is in fact Windows 11 Pro 23H2 installed today using Microwin. This is going to greatly streamline my videos going forward for YouTube and whatever I end up using Windows for. Knowing I can do this now, I may actually buy a couple of cheap licenses for the lab, and maybe I will keep this going for a while, get them hooked up to Action 1. That's the scoop there. We'll wait for Chromium to finish loading and wrap this up. Hey, look at that. Okay, we've got Chromium. We'll make it our default browser because I hate Edge. Set default. All right, I'm happy. Okay, the bottom line of this video is that you can in fact build a custom ISO using the Microwin part of the Titus Windows Utility and inject the drivers for VertIO into the Windows image so you don't have to have that extra disk installed during the install process. This is going to greatly streamline my attempts at doing Windows content in Proxmox. So stay tuned. There may be a little bit more Windows content. Probably still going to be like a 3-to-1 ratio between Linux stuff and Windows stuff, but I am making an effort to be a little bit more inclusive. So take that for what you will. Thank you for watching. And on your screen, you'll see a video that you might like. Take a look. Have a good day.